So
Yeah,
1,
I didn't
2,
even hear them again.
5, 10, 10. Alright, so we get 1, 2, then we get this and we got it again.
Can he play the horns?
What was it?
Too?
You want the Bob Marley joint?
No, is that Bob Marley?
That's Bob Marley, what you just did. You just did,
I did.
yeah,
But I know it's that.
the darkness.
No, but
you want the horn line.
Horn back
Yeah.
there, isn't it? That is it. Yes, I'm wrong.
But it's very similar to Get Up and Stand Up.
Yeah.
Right. Why not with it though?
Yeah, you could blend.
Yeah, just let them.
Yeah.
Do it, man. That's what people.
And this is a much longer piece than the first one.
Let me hear you.
I think on this one, at some point, we gotta showcase you and just let you get loose. At some point on this one.
Yeah.
At some point. So y'all want to just do that bass line and then we can build on it after you hear it?
Yeah, well, I got it saved, so let's hear it actually.
Okay. 85.
Hey, did somebody have a call at 4:30?
I got my, what was that called? Yeah, I got it. I worked out already. I worked it out. I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Look at
I'm good.
that.
What time is that recording? Greg, is that recording?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
So you want us to read it? Just
Yeah.
play?
Let's hear it.
With eyes aglow, the nocturnal animal emerges from the mouth of the cave. Just feet away from my fiance and me, the metal beast growls out a warning cry. Doors swing open. We step forward, it swallows us whole. Within seconds, it pulls us into the shadowy caverns beneath the New York City streets. Doesn't join us in the belly of the beast. Faces unfamiliar. Humans of 100 hues. Both pauper
and professional.
whisked away beneath the surface to destinations unknown. Yet at that moment, these unlikely partners rolled together against the oboish screech of spinning wheels. Dissonant chatter and pregnant silence hang inharmoniously in the air. Standing in paint-stained jeans and hard-toed boots, a pot-bellied man speaking in Italian shakes the hand of another.
Rotund sojourner.
Seated inches. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing that I was thinking about, right? When I saw this in my mind, right? So we had the bench, just the bench by itself the first time. The second time, we added the bench and then 2 chairs on each side of the bench and then 4 chairs across to mimic
The subway.
a subway,
Okay.
right? And so we would have volunteers from the audience seated in the chairs and moving as they get on and off. So I did this in DC. It worked really well.
Oh, nice. You did that in DC where there's a public transit.
Where there's public transit.
Have people know.
We got more.
Right.
We got more. But so that worked well,
Okay.
right? Standing in paint-stained jeans and hard-toed boots, a pot-bellied man speaking Italian shakes the hand of another rotund passenger. Seated inches away, yet in the world of their own making, an Asian man with bejeweled hands and severe acne speaks in his native tongue to a younger counterpart. The novice zeroes in on every word dripping from the lips of the sage. Orbiting to their left sits the woman with the multi-colored sweater, her eyes fixed vacantly on the ceiling. Jolting stop.
Doors fly open.
So this is the, we're getting back into the subway. Jolting stop.
Doors fly open.
Enter.
Exit.
50th Street. Beyond the scratch-pane glass of the mechanical beast stands a camouflaged soldier with bayonet in hand. Unfazed by the steady flow of evening traffic, his eyes dart around the dank cave, scanning for suspicious activity. Unattended, fast. After all, the haze of fear still lingers thick in Gotham's air. Only 68 days have passed since the towers fell. Solemn darkness, uneasy quiet. The beast pulses on. And then I think you can cut loose on that one.
So, Mike, we've been playing this all the time.
Yeah, you've been playing, but like when we say the beat pulses on, you can just.
Oh, cool.
Was that the end?
No,
Okay.
we're still going.
Okay, got it.
You gonna pause? You gonna?
Now, I'll just pause and we'll let you go. I noticed the finely dressed middle-aged blonde woman to our left, now surrounded by strangers because her friends have stepped away. The softness of her cashmere coat contrasts with the texture leather bag she clutches closely to her chest. Her half-closed eyes flicker nervously. Not fully asleep, she closes out the unfamiliarity of this underground world and seeks solace in the darkness behind her eyelids. The fragrant smell of her Chanel perfume clashes in my nostrils with the pungency of the ruddy gentleman in ragged clothing lounging across the 2 seats before us. While no one seems to pay him mind, his eyes roam the corridor. As for the woman in the multicolored sweater, her eyes remain fixed on the ceiling. Warning cries, jolting stop, flying doors.
Entering, exiting, entering.
96th Street, we pummel northward on this underground railroad in search of freedom. Then there is a sound of another kind.
I'm 75 years old.
Let me do this one because I'm going to do it in care.
Okay, cool.
I'm 57 years old. I just left St. Luke's Hospital where I stayed for 68 days.
Oh, wow.
On 9/11, I was stabbed outside the train station. I'm recovering, but I need help. Food, money, whatever you can offer. Homeless people seeking aid are far from rare in the belly of the beast. Just minutes earlier, a woman sauntered down the corridor soliciting donations in her tattered cup. She sat next to the ruddy gentleman in front of us, but something is different about his voice.
What does this mean to see walking men wrapped in the color of death, to hear from their tongue such difficult syllables?
As he approaches, I reach for my back pocket. Still on a student's budget and with less than $30 on my person, I rifle through my billfold. And without looking, I pull out the first greenback that greets my fingertips. In my foraging, the nervous chatter shifts to silence.
The ruddy gentleman and the tattered cup woman sit upright. The sage and novice shift their gaze. The sweated woman's eyes descend from the ceiling, and my fiance grabs my dollarless hand.
Are you really going to do this? With my eyes downcast, I lift the bill-holding hand from my seated position. But the recovering man will not receive the currency in his palm until I peer upward. Catching my eyes with his own, he responds,
"Thank you."
The silence is deafening. Instructor. His body collapses into a seat diagonally to our right by the door. He pulls out a brownie, half-eaten banana, and before he takes a bite, his eyes find mine again.
"Thank you."
I nod my head in response. Time slows to a snail's pace. The baby blue and white tiles of the 116th station cascade outside the scratch-paned glass. My fiance and I stand and approach the metal doors, and as the beast slows to a crawl, we cross the aisle. The banana-free hand reaches out and grabs my wrist, and from a standing position, I glance downward at his reddened and watering eyes. In a faint whisper, he beckons.
"God bless you, man. Thank you."
Incapable of speaking, I nod again in gratitude for the 10-word lecture that changes my life. Jolting stop,
Flying doors.
swift exit, and entrance of tears. Class dismissed. That's it.
Okay. So, can you scan that real quick and see if there are any moments of silence? Any abrupt moments of silence? I didn't hear any major. It's more of a this, right? So there's not, in terms of plot, right? So there's not like much happening in terms of up or down, but the giving of the dollar, right? So
I think there's two,
gotcha.
right? She sat next to the ruddy gentleman in front of us, but something is different about his voice, right? And then Tavares will do this small poem by Lucille Clifton. What does this mean? To see walking men wrapped in the color of death, to hear from their tongues such difficult syllables, silence.
Silence at the end of his sentence.
Right.
Got it.
Right. And then, catching my eyes with his own, he responds, "Thank you." The silence is deafening.
Yeah.
Instructor.
Yeah.
And then at that point, so I'm wondering if you should be in character as the man the entire time.
I think so.
Yeah. And I don't read his words. You read all of his words.
Because what I was feeling from this one as you were reading through,
I feel like this piece should be much more you than the combination that we did with Country Garden.
Especially in this last part, because it's a conversation.
Right. And then that's a good way to bring me back in with the poem and with being the man in character. So it's pretty much more.
But I would be the one that would be saying the poem if you're in character.
Oh, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
Because you're the man you're the Walking Dead man.
Yep.
So I'll say that part. You're in character as, from here on, so we'll stop. I like the part warning cries, and then you do jolting stops, and then flying doors. So we switch warning cries, jolting stop, flying doors, exiting, entering, then we do 96th Street.
Cool. Okay.
Yo,
What you think?
we can mimic colorfully the announcement made at the stop,
So we'll do that.
at every stop. You know, now pulling into 96th Street. Ding!
Yeah, I like that.
And then I was thinking also that there would be a fat pause between 10-word lecture and class dismissed.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
then
I
you
think
redo it,
so.
and then you say it all at once. So that was the 10-word lecture. And then there's a pause, and then we play. and then you repeat all that last little bit. That was the 10-word lecture, class dismissed. And then we all, and that's the tag at the end.
Okay.
10-word lecture, class dismissed. And we figure out the way they're going to pace that, and then that's the hit.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. That's good.
All right. Where do you get your? So you want to do your solo right after this Lucille Clifton poem? What does this mean to see walking men wrapped in the color of death, to hear from their tongues such difficult syllables?
Yeah.
Silence.
Especially because we work so hard.
Should we do the silence there or
And
the
well, I'm thinking silence into his solo.
silence and then his solo?
Yeah.
Right there.
Especially because we work so hard to get that solo, to get that poem.
Yeah, oh man, we worked hard and paid a lot of money.
How much?
That piece.
This
Too much.
piece was 250 or 400 something like that. It's crazy.
8 months, man. That's capitalism, man.
To use those,
Lucille Clifton, ain't that ironic?
to use those 4
Ain't
lines.
that
5
ironic,
lines.
man? Crazy. Wow. We're all part of it.
Yeah.
Bon voyage.
Let me see if I can build it. 2, ready, go.
That's good. Cool. Perfect.
Oh, see that? Too slow. So we'll try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not quite in yet. This is good. There we go.
So y'all gotta let me know when I come in.
See?
With eyes aglow, the nocturnal animal emerges from the mouth of the cave. Just feet away from my fiance and me, the metal beast growls out a warning cry. Doors swing open, we step forward, it swallows us whole, and within seconds, it pulls us into the shadowy caverns. Beneath the New York City streets, dozens join us in the belly of the beast. Faces unfamiliar, humans of 100 hues, both pauper and
Professional.
whisked away beneath the surface to destinations unknown. Yet at that moment, these unlikely partners rolled together. Against the oboish screech of spinning wheels, dissonant chatter, and pregnant silence hang inharmoniously in the air. standing in paint-stained jeans and hard-toed boots. A pot-bellied man speaking Italian shakes the hand of another rotund sojourner. Seated inches away, yet in a world of their own making, an Asian man with bejeweled hands and severe acne speaks in his native tongue to a younger counterpart. The novice zeroes in on
Everyone.
dripping from the lips of the sage. Orbiting to their left sits the woman with the multi-colored sweater, her eyes fixed vacantly on the ceiling. Jolting stop.
Doors fly open.
Enter.
Exit.
50th Street. Beyond the scratch pane glass of the mechanical beast stands a camouflage soldier with a bayonet in hand. Unfazed by the steady flow of evening traffic, his eyes dart around the dank cave, scanning for suspicious activity, unattended bags. After all, the haze of fear in Gotham's air still lingers thick. So I'm thinking, y'all, something doesn't feel quite right. I'm wondering, if we carry that same tune throughout the whole thing, or we shift to a more kind of improvisational.
Because there is a
Because
lot
it's-
of meter.
Because
to it,
it's
and it doesn't
not
really allow for
a
improvisation.
it's not a lot of rhythm
Yeah. Okay.
in a train stopping and starting. So I mean, like, I'm wondering, can we mimic the flow as opposed to the I mean, I think the rhythm starts at what you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do. I
In,
completely.
in telling the story.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
So
We have to pause. You gotta figure out a way to.
Where to pause?
Yeah.
I think the other thing that's interesting though, that our instinct is, because we're contributors, is that we have a tendency to be constantly contributing. I think there might be some moments where there's some silence. I think so. Maybe we start off with we build that. We let you start, right? So you start, and then at some point we actually just bring it down to silence. Alright, we bring it down to silence, and then wait on what you say as a reason to come back in. You know what I mean? Like, so read that first little bit again.
With eyes aglow, the nocturnal animal emerges from the mouth of the cave, just feet away from my fiancé and me. The metal beast growls out a warning cry. Doors swing open. We step forward. It swallows us whole. Within seconds, it pulls us into the shadowy caverns beneath the New York City streets. And I think that might be a good place to fade out.
Definitely, right there, right?
Yeah.
So what's next then?
So how about we do a staggered fade?
Yeah.
Drop first the melody of Slipping in the Darkness. Julian, you stay for just maybe a few more lines, and then kind of
Yeah. Then we'll figure out the next opportunity.
No, I just stop. I mean, my line is play, then paused anyway. So I'll just play it a couple times and stop.
okay.
Dozens join us in the belly of the beast. So I think this should probably be one of those silent moments.
Yeah.
Because it's setting the scene. So dozens join us in the belly of the beast. Faces unfamiliar, humans of 100 hues, both pauper and professional, whisked away beneath the surface to destinations unknown. Yet at that moment, these unlikely partners roll together. And this is
partners roll together.
and this against the oboish screech, right? That's literally a musical metaphor. Against the
You got a reed
oboish
instrument on there?
screech.
You got double reeds?
Yeah, but that can be kitschy.
Yeah. Too much. I don't want to give you directly the.
Against
What is the oboe screech referring
against
to?
the oboish screech of
Of the-
spinning wheels, dissonant chatter and pregnant silence hang inharmoniously in the air.
Well, your screech isn't to them coming to a stop. It's just that. That screech that you hear as the train goes.
Yeah, as it gets going.
It gets going.
Standing in paint-stained jeans and hard-toed boots, a pot-bellied man speaking Italian shakes the hand of another rotund sojourner. Seated inches away, yet in a world of their own making, an Asian man with bejeweled hands and severe acne speaks in his native tongue to a younger counterpart. The novice zeroes in on every word dripping from the lips of the sage. Orbiting to their left sits the woman with the multicolored sweater, her eyes fixed vacantly on the ceiling. Jolting stop.
Doors fly open.
Enter.
Exit
50th
50th
Street.
Street.
Beyond the scratch pane glass, the mechanical beast stands a camouflaged soldier with a bayonet in hand. Yeah, that was right there. Unfazed by the steady flow of evening traffic, his eyes dart around the dank cave, scanning for suspicious activity. Unattended bags. You could do unattended bags. Unattended bags. After all, the haze of fear still lingers thick in Gotham's air. Only 68 days have passed since the towers fell. Solemn darkness and uneasy quiet. The beast pulses on. Then that's you. Right.
Okay, yeah.
That's
We're coming out in silence.
an uneasy quiet.
So
The
I-
beast pulses
I
on.
wouldn't go too high on that. I would.
Lower. Uneasy silence. Uneasy quiet. The beast pulses on. And then
Are you rubato on your solo, or do you need some kind of structure to it?
It can be like that.
Yeah.
It can just be open. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
So that
start
means
to
we're
go
coming
up,
out of
but
silence.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
So where did you come in with the B flat? Where you say yeah?
No, it was a sentry.
Huh?
It was the sentry guy, the guy standing out.
yeah, with the
Bayonet.
bayonet.
with the
He has his
unattended
bayonet.
bag. Yeah,
So you
yeah.
said bayonet and you came in.
Yeah.
That'll be the cue.
Yeah. Is that recording? Yeah. Good. Okay.
So you'll have two solo spots.
Where else?
So, or unless y'all want to switch it up, and you do one, but there's a solo spot after the beat pulses on, and then there's a solo spot after the Lucille Clifton point.
What's Lucille Clifton Point saying again? Difficult words?
What does this mean to see walking men wrapped in the color of death, to hear from their tongues such difficult syllables?
Difficult syllables. Difficult syllables. Difficult syllables. Difficult syllables. Difficult syllables. That's what I read. Difficult.
You can take that one.
I do too. Y'all want to go through it real quick and just see? Let's try it one time, and then we gotta go. I gotta get an eye at basketball.
Hey.
Okay, got it.
Someone
Oh!
You coaching?
So what, you got the whole family hooping like that? What?
She's working.
Yeah?
She's doing it because her Girl Scout troop is doing it.
Ah.
Like, she's one of the best players on it.
Is she really?
yeah.
Yeah, she surprised me.
It's really surprising. She has good form.
Nice.
She doesn't make it very much. She has very good form.
Oh, nice,
That's how it
nice,
starts.
nice.
That's
That's
how
how
it
it
starts.
is, you know?
Yeah.
She started off, I was like, where did that come from?
Nice. Did she leave it out there too? Did she leave
Yeah, she leave it up.
There we go. There we go.
It's short most of the time. She leave it up.
But soon.
All right, I'm not going to build the whole thing.
Bless her little heart.
I'm just going to, in the interest of time, say we established it.
Okay.
And then we'll play a little bit.
Ah, man.
Why don't you, the last time you do that will be 3 times solid. Get up, stand up. Don't get up that line, and that's you.
With eyes aglow, the nocturnal animal emerges from the mouth of the cave. Just feet away from my fiance and me, the metal beast growls out a warning cry. Doors swing open, we step forward, it swallows us whole, and within seconds it pulls us into the shadowy caverns beneath the New York City streets. Dozens join us in the belly of the beast. Faces unfamiliar, humans of 100 hues, both proper and
professional.
whisked away beneath the surface to destinations unknown. Yet at that moment, these unlikely partners roll together. Against the oboish screech of spinning wheels, dissonant chatter, and pregnant silence hang inharmoniously in the air. Standing in paint-stained jeans and hard-toed boots, a pot-bellied man speaking Italian shakes the hand of another rotund sojourner. Seated inches away, yet in a world of their own making, an Asian man with bejeweled hands and severe acne speaks in a native tongue to a younger counterpart. The novice zeroes in on every word dripping from the lips of the sage. Orbiting to the left sits the woman with the multicolored sweater, her eyes fixed vacantly on the ceiling. Jolting stop,
Doors fly open.
Enter.
Exit 50th Street.
Beyond the scratch-paned glass, the mechanical beast, there is a man in camouflage with a bayonet in hand. Unfazed by the steady flow of evening traffic, his eyes dart around the dank cave, scanning for suspicious activity. Unattended bags. After all, the haze of fear still lingers thick in Gotham's air. Only 68 days have passed since the towers fell. Solemn darkness, uneasy quiet. The beast pulses on. I noticed the finely dressed middle-aged blonde woman to our left, now surrounded by strangers because her friends have stepped away. The softness of her cashmere coat contrasts with the textured leather bag she clutches closely to her chest. Her half-closed eyes flicker nervously. Not fully asleep, she closes out the unfamiliarity of this underground world and seeks solace in the darkness behind her eyelids. The fragrant smell of her Chanel perfume clashes in my nostrils with the pungency of the ruddy gentleman in ragged clothing lounging across the two seats before us. While no one seems to pay him mind, his eyes roam the corridor.